pretty much to, that'll be a little bit too much for the two sessions in one drill or in one day. So we could schedule like the next one maybe tomorrow or Sunday. But like, so let's go ahead and cover like the basics now. Like just try to refresh all of that so that then you could, start fresh and pretty much with a new understanding. Okay.
Okay.
That helps them. Perfect. So do you have any particular pair that you want us to look at together?
Yes. Let's
Okay.
do Euro JPY.
Okay, perfect. Let's look at it right if I have it open.
Right there. Yep.
So what I'm gonna do with this, I might just pretty much erase everything because this is like an old markup. I don't think I come to this pair often. Not many people trade this pair.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and start from the top. And what I mean by that is pretty much marking up all the way from the monthly time frame. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna go ahead and enter on the monthly. It's just that I want to see the general view or where the market is going long term. Okay.
Definitely.
On the monthly. And I pretty much do that monthly, weekly, daily. I do my analysis and then I just add the indicators and I try to find entries in the smaller ones and then I enter on the very small time, like the 1 minute, 5 minutes. I enter.
Yes, that's kind of what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do something like that. Like usually if I know it's selling long term, like around like say like Euro JPY is a good one for like London session. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would do like I will wait for it to get top Bollinger Band 1 minute time frame and sell. Or buys bottom Bollinger Band and buy 1 minute time frame. Like once I do my analysis
So
and
like scalping. Okay.
yes, but there's really my entry for like long term, but like that's
As
just like
well.
yes. So it's like basically getting a more precise entry since it's the 1 minute time frame.
Yes, I love, love, love to enter on the 1 minute, whether I hold it for 3 months or whether I just hold it for 3 seconds. Okay. So that's like the
Gotcha.
best time from to enter with the strategy, of course. Yeah. So just
Okay.
here, I just come super basic. I just want to mark up the highest point and the lowest point. So right here, and I actually like to put my lines right on the body of the candle where it actually closed. So somewhere right there. Okay. Because it did went all the way up. It's just that it closed underneath. Okay. To create that resistance there. I just want to double click there, change the color if I have to, but this is actually red, so that's good. And I'm gonna just add monthly resistance just to have that there. You could put major resistance, monthly, and you can also put the price if you want. I know Jack does that, he likes that. And the same for the bottom. Just gonna go to the lowest point and mark that up.
Gotcha.
Here I might just change that to green to indicate a potential buy if you ever come to that point again, which it did. And just put major support, as this is the floor, the bottom, so on.
Got you. Yep.
So from this range, I can pretty much see that the price is in the middle. So I got to take this further because I'm not sure if it's going to continue to buy or if it's going to sell. We still have about 12 more days for this single monthly candle to close. Okay. So that could happen in that time. I would need to put a trend line. Okay. So right here, I automatically see a downtrend as well as an uptrend. I see both. So pretty much something like this. This will be my downtrend here. And I could pretty much go ahead and put major downtrend.
Got you.
I also see an uptrend. It's not quite as specific as the downtrend, but it pretty much correlates and it says whether the price has reached its limit for the buy, which is this area here. And that's why we see a retracement.
See this part, this is what I was doing wrong.
Okay.
I would use the Bollinger Bands and basically super trend to see where the market is going long term.
That's one way of doing it, but I feel like I could also use this and combine it with that. just use
I
everything that I can possibly know to be able to help myself trade.
got you. See, that's the part I wasn't doing.
This is just like the basics. So it is a triangle. So I either want to see it breaking above for the continuation of the buy or coming back down and fulfilling this space here. Okay.
Got you.
And this is on a major. So I see that it's reaching that major downtrend. So it either has to break it or come down from it for the longer sell here, because what's dominating this market is a downtrend since here, 2008. Okay,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been on that downtrend. And that's
Mhm.
what I see on the monthly. And the current candle is green, so it's been buying since the month started. Let's see real quick how many pips. About 116, and it actually went up to about 200. So why Jack mentioned so much, oh, look at the monthly candle, look at the monthly candle. What he
Mhm.
basically means by that is just that you want to see the previous candle, because based off of this candle, you could have told or pretty much predict that the market was going to continuously buy. And also looking at this trend line here, it was kind of obvious that it was going to continue to buy to fulfill that space there. Okay, it was a little bit harder here because it actually gave us a 2 months that it sold. But then on the next one, when this one closed, and it's like it has to go back up. Okay, it was going to either go all the way down or come back up. And because it's like going like inside of like a triangle, you know, and becoming smaller, I do believe it's going to continue. It's going to pretty much stop that upturn, and it's going to start now the continuation of this major downtrend. Okay, and this is just one confirmation. So we just have to keep using the different time frames to be able to see that more and more clear. Okay,
Mhm.
weekly. So right here, I'm just basically zooming in into the price and focusing now on the current price. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and put a new support at the bottom. And I always use the closest to my current price. Yes, there's another area here, but that happened a long time ago and the price is not there yet. It's right
What
here.
about the one above it?
Right here?
No, like the support zone that was like a little bit above it, like to the right.
Right here?
Yeah, like why wouldn't you use those or the one above that one as well?
Well, it's just as simple as this line. Oh, sorry. This lower low, it correlates with my uptrend. That's it. That's simple. Okay. I just know that
Oh,
it
okay.
will definitely come here, and it has to come there before it comes here for sure. But because I'm more of a swing trader, and most people, you know, benefit a lot from longer term traders. Instead of seeing so many lines, I try to focus on just one point. Okay.
Got you.
Pretty much has helped me a lot to, you know, have clear analysis that more, you know, so I could see
Okay.
better.
But I noticed like
Here,
Jack, he like takes like little pieces of the market every day, like to profit every day. That part
yes,
is what I can get to, like what time to wake up, just different things like that.
perfect. So it all works towards that. It's just that he does it, he just starts showing it on a smaller time frame, but he does look at the bigger time frames too. I'm just giving
Okay,
you the whole breakdown. Okay.
got
The whole breakdown. Perfect. And of course, you know, he could do that more aggressively. That's how, you know, basically the trader he is. So here, I could go ahead and put a line right there because it is retracing from here. We have a red candle there. Okay, but I might, you know, it looks like it's going to continue, but we're not sure. So I'm going to have to wait until it breaks this area here and goes above for that next session or the next area, which is right here. Okay. So this will be my weekly. And I pretty much change my weekly resistance line almost every week just because I'm trying to have targets that the price meets. So
okay.
weekly, this will be my weekly resistance.
That's bad.
What am I trying to spell here?
I do the same thing when I'm
Resistance.
marking up. I'm
There we
like,
go.
man,
And my weekly support. I also see an uptrend here. Something like this. So we already have an uptrend, right? I'm just trying to break it down even more by going to the different time frames. So this would just be my weekly uptrend.
Got you.
So you see, it might come down here and retest this and then go back up like it did here before or even here. So it's good to have those lines to be able to identify where the market is at all times. And let's just go back to the monthly just to take a peek and see how it's looking right here. So yeah, I'm expecting it to go pretty much to this one to close for the following, actually this week to close and start selling. It might be that this is a huge wick here and start selling down, or to continue to go up. So those are the two, well, the only two potential scenarios in the market, regardless. So either it continues to buy, which is already not happening because this one is a red candle for the entire week. So it's going to continue to sell, go downtrend. Let's go ahead and see on the daily. Looks a little bit more clear here.
Ooh.
No worries.
Apologize. People keep calling me.
So in here, I'm like, I cannot put any more lines. I know where the market is going long term. It's in an uptrend, but it's also coming to this, major downtrend. So something has to happen when it touches either of the two lines here. So in here, I'm just going to go ahead and add my indicators, my Bollinger Bands, and right here it's above my Bollinger Band. So it's trying to reach another area or another zone on the
I
higher
noticed
time frame.
that weekly time frame you put, that's monthly's middle.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. They just, take different, I guess, things or different areas and different time frames. So they all mean the same at some point. So right here, we're seeing that it is reaching that resistance here, or also the major downtrend, but it's targeting the other side. It came from the bottom band. You can see that all the way right here. It came from the bottom band all through. It reached that middle. It retraced with the trend here. And now it's heading towards that top band here, top Bollinger Band. So it's going to, I'm pretty sure that it's going to break all through this here. It's going to continue up some more, maybe a huge wick, and then sell. But it has to at least try to test this area here because it's already above right here on the, pretty much on the daily. Let me also add the Ichimoku and the 50. You also use the super trend, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm just going to add it up, but I actually like to see it by itself without the Ichimoku and the 50, just to see what's going on. So yeah, we do have this major uptrend here and up arrow there. So it's going to pretty much, we just wanted to see this candle. We only have 34 minutes left for the actual market to close. So I want to see if it closes underneath or right on it. Let's see. And I mainly use the super trend as like a secondary confirmation once I have already entered my trade. Okay. So the way that I really, go ahead.
To add lots, correct?
Exactly. So the way that I like to mainly use this Ichimoku and the bands, all the whole strategy, is if we look from the 1 minute all the way to the monthly, the 1 hour is pretty much in the middle. So this gives me, like more entries per week. And it's actually like more of a day trading type of style.
Okay? Now I understand. See, I was in between H4 and H1. I'm like, sometimes the zone is too big in H4, and I like H1. I kind of figured that. So you confirmed that for me. Thank you.
No worries. I'm gonna give you the breakdown here. So as soon as I see that the price is testing or touching that red band, and I could pretty much start to look for that potential sell from right here, okay? Just because it touched that red band. I just want to confirm it on a separate time frame so that I could have two confirmations to then enter the market.
For the
So I could
sell.
go up to the 4 hours exactly because it's on the red band. Go up to the 4 hours, and I'm like, where is my boss? And oh, you know, of course, if I'm working with a current price, it should be somewhere like this. Okay. So I see that this is not touching or nowhere near the red band. So that means that I have to wait here the next 4 hours, the next 4 hours, the next 4 hours. And this was a better attempt at entering that cell. Okay. This area
Oh,
here. So it could be, you know, a quick sell, it could be a long-term sell, but keep in mind that we have a trend here. This trend line is helping me identify that the market is on an uptrend until it reaches this major downtrend here. Okay. So it's going to try to sell, you know, every time, but I have to know that those sells are short term. Short term. So let me explain to you further. If I enter a buy right here, I could hold that buy. I could still be holding that buy and still be in profits. And this is all the way back February 4th. But if I place a sell right here, I have to know when I need to get out. I have to get out because I'm trading against the trend. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why knowing the major trend by using the bigger time frames is important. So
Okay.
you will know, should I be holding a sell or should I be holding a buy? Because the market is going to give you both. It's going to give you both pretty much every week. It's going to give you sells, it's going to give you buys, but you have to know which one, you know, to hold for longer. Okay.
Okay.
So this buy right here is still buying. It's so far at 344 pips, but this sell, it's over. Okay. If you didn't close right here at 100 pips, it's going to be gone. Okay. Because you're trading against it. So that's like the main thing that you want to try to understand in any pair or any market that you trade, where it is. Here, it's not yet at the red band, at the top band. So I'm not going to enter for that sell. Okay. If I even look higher, it's this right here, this area there. Okay. So that's why you only need 2 time frames to be able to confirm that. If it's not there on 2 of the higher, so I use the 1 hour time frame. I'm always there on my phone looking for potential entries, either at the top or the bottom. And then I use the 4 or the 30 minutes to confirm where it is. So we could also see that on the 30 minutes. Let's see. So on the 30 minutes, it's a little bit more confusing because it is sort of telling you a sell. So that's why I always start with the 4 hours, just because it's more valid, it's higher. The higher the time frame, the more validation it has. Okay.
Correct.
Here, it did close underneath that yellow line, but after a few hours, it came right back. So yes, you know, you could have taken a sell, but it's only for a few pips. And I'm not really a scalper. I try to hold trades long term just because I don't like to take too much risk. I'll leave that to Jack. That's his expertise. Okay.
Definitely.
So waiting, you know, the next 8 hours gave you a better, you know, area. Let's go back here to the 1 hour.
So sometimes it's
better
not.
area to enter.
You can't. You might not get an entry one day. It might be. You have to wait.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is during that London to New York session. So definitely, sometimes it's not going to give you what you want. Or if you do enter, and most times I do take the entry. Like obviously, like as a trader, you always want to be in trade. That's just what we're here for, right? So if I'm going to take that entry, I can at least enter, you know, a small amount that I'm not, you know, risking too much. Okay. You got to always be willing to risk to be able to make some profit. And if you don't, then at least take a small loss. That's just part of the game. Like Jackie still takes losses. We all take losses. It's just that they're very small compared to profit because we're not trying to go against the trend. Okay.
Definitely.
Like this here is going against it. Because this is a sell, but it also reached a major area. Okay, so I'm trying to wait until it reaches this downtrend. Once it touches this area and it breaks it, it's going to continue that buy. If it comes back and it breaks this, then I know it's going to be a new downtrend. Okay,
Got you.
so that's the main way that I use it. Let's just go at it again. Let's see. So I'm looking for a potential sell, and this is early morning during the London session. I'm like, okay, this is touching the red band on my 1 hour. I could go back up to my 4 hours, see where it is. And I basically see it's right there, touching it barely, super close. I'm gonna go ahead and check on the smaller time frame
That's what was my problem too. Like I
right
couldn't,
here.
sometimes it rides the top by it, but I'm like, how do you know it's gonna sell? Like if it's at the top, but it's still buying for some reason, and that cleared that up for me.
So yeah, you wanna use as many time frames as possible. Okay, so once I have found that entry, I could even go lower. It's just that I know now, if it's on the 1 hour at the top, if it's on the 30 at the top, it's gonna be there on every other smaller time frame. That I know now. Okay. Did not
Gotcha.
know that before, but it is, now clear that it's going to be there on every other time frame. And now all that I have to do is use the smallest possible time frame, which is the 1 minute, to place my entry. Okay. And that's every time. And I love the 1 minute just because it goes straight into profit even before it comes back. So here, entering right here, it goes straight into profit. To the bottom band, 17 pips, to the middle band, 89 pips. It went about 50, let's see, to about 58 pips, 57 pips before it even came back to your entry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can decide if you want to close that there after 2 hours and call it a day if you're scalping. Okay. But if you're not scalping, if you're trying to hold a long term, a lot of more pips. You just have to know what you're doing. And the strategy is pretty simple once it clicks. So here, I could have entered right here, but this is not really long. I only enter or look for trades London to New York session. So somewhere, let's see.
I noticed the moves happen around that time too. I remember Jack saying that in a live Instagram live. That's when the moves usually happen too. It's
Yeah,
crazy
exactly.
because
So
the
this
market is
is
volatile.
for the yeah, exactly. So this is when the market is pretty much the London session is starting at 3 a.m. So I'll be looking for my entries right here. I'm not going to say that I do wake up every day at 3. That'll be a big fat lie. No. If I don't have any trades, I do put alarms and I do wake up. But if I have trades, I'm not going to get up at 3. No, no, no. I
Okay.
might, just go to the New York, which is at 8 a.m. So here, the strategy goes, if when the price closes underneath that yellow line there, that's your first entry. So pretty much anywhere somewhere here, that's your first entry. And I always put my smallest lot size for the first entry. So even if I have 500, 5,000, $50, I will put about 2 cents for that first entry. Just because I'm not sure if it's gonna be, if it's a good trade yet until it starts being in profit. Okay. And that might take a couple minutes. So 2 cents there for my $50 account, first entry. My stop loss, I actually don't use stop losses, but you do have to go. As a teacher, I do have to tell you, the ratio is about 30 to 50 pips. The way that I pretty much minimize my risk, let's say that I have $500. I'm like, okay, Jack, let's start kicking it. I have $500. I see that now as 10 attempts of $50 accounts. That's how I see it, instead of just one of 500. Okay. If I lose 1, 2, 3 account of $50, that's nothing compared to me losing my $500 in one account. Okay. Like basically, I need to earn my way at opening bigger accounts by me mastering this strategy. And that could take a while. That could take a month, that could take 3 months. Everyone is different. Okay. It actually took me like 5 accounts of $50 to even be able to flip 50 to 100. Okay. That's how like deep into bad information I was, because I was prior to like actually using the jackpot strategy, I had like paid for different courses, different mentors, so many different things, different books. So I had so much garbage like that I thought it was, helping me, but in reality it was not, because I was not being profitable consistently. And that was like, just start with a $50. I know I had about $3,000 to start. And he's like, how will you feel if you open one account with your 3K and you blow it within 1 month? I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. That sounds
Definitely.
just terrible. So he just told me the next best thing, just start with 50 and earn your way into more balance. Okay. It probably took me, yeah, those 5 attempts, $250. So I still had more. So the majority of my capital to be able to trade. So I just did that. And by the time that it kicked in, it kicked in that I really master it. And it's not really mastering, it's just like understanding what to do, by where the market is. If it's in the middle on any time frame, I'm not gonna enter. I'm gonna wait for a buy at the bottom, a sell at the top. That's pretty much it. Okay.
Mm, okay.
You gotta, just
Sometimes,
take
even
it
though I
simple.
know it's gonna sell from, like, say, that top Bollinger Band there, even
Hmm.
though I say like it's selling and I know the profit is still gonna go, I notice that sometimes, like, if you go over this time, the next time it sells, it'll go to the middle 1 minute Bollinger Band and sell. It'll make a double top, or it'll stop price there and sell again, like how it did right there. You see how it went to the top, and then once
Hmm.
it went down lower toward the right, and it made one around the middle area to go down further to the right more like
So like right here.
yes, correct.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you would have to wait until it's coming from the top band. So I will wait until, but in the 1 minute is just so precise. I will wait until it's like closer to that red band, just for me to have that confirmation of it not coming back. Okay.
Got you.
The price
Got
like not, even if I enter a little bit too early, maybe if I enter like right here when it closed underneath that yellow line, I'm still I still have a better chance that this thing goes back down, than entering somewhere like at the bottom band for a sell, like entering right here. Okay. So like a sell. Okay.
you. Mhm.
So you want to know where it is at all times. And that's the only reason why we even change the colors too. You know, red upper for a sell, lower green for a buy. That's the
Correct.
main reason. Okay. So you want to try to stick to your strategy as best as possible. The more that you can. Okay. So my stop loss will be like 30 to 50 pips above. If I'm risking 30 pips on a 2 cent entry, that's about $6. So if I'm risking
Mhm.
about $6, I would want to make about 3 times the amount back in profits. Okay. So that's a ratio to like 1 to 3. Okay. This will be my stop loss at the top. And like I said, I don't really use a lot of stop loss. If I only have 50 that I'm willing to risk, I will only put 50 in that account. Okay. And if I blow it by Wednesday, I'll probably wait, one day, try to, rearrange what was I doing, try to study what I did wrong, what I have to have done better, and then come back maybe on Friday or Monday. Okay. You got to be
Got you.
patient with yourself, with your strategy, and try to really learn, like not just go in blindly.
Mhm.
The only way. So here, the second entry, the yellow line and the blue line cross, that's your second entry. Okay. Keep in mind, I'm only risking here because the strategy, the lines are crossing and the price is closing underneath it. Okay. So sometimes it will be underneath it. Sometimes it will be right across from it. Okay. And that's why I always suggest, for students, please use and put your stop losses just for the same purpose. You never know what's going to happen. So
Definitely.
here, if I have 50 cents, $50, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and put another 2 cents. So the ratio goes, if you have a $50 account, the maximum amount of lot size that you should be using should be about 5 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and even take it further. If you have 5 cents, break that down into multiple trades of maybe 2 cents or 1 cent. Okay. So break that down. If you have $100, the max should be 10 cents, 220, 550, 1K, $1 lot, and so on. That's the basic like ratio. Third entry, the price closes underneath the 50 moving average here. That's the third entry. So another maybe 1 cent or 2 cents. So keep in mind, these are already in profit. I could enter on another 2 cents. They're constantly. Fourth entry and last entry, it'll be the price goes inside of the cloud and it comes out. That's your fourth entry. Okay, so that'll be my last entry. So if I put 4 entries as a conservative trader, Jack will put 5 entries here, 5 entries here, 5 entries here, 5 entries here. Okay, so he just takes massive action, but it's the same strategy. Okay, same concept. So I have all my strategies here.
Because of his
Go ahead.
account, correct? His account as well, correct?
What do you mean?
Because he has more to risk. Because there's times too, like, you know, everything going on in America, stimulus, everything. The smart thing would do is to throw it in here. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you right away, the account balance, it doesn't matter. It
Yes,
doesn't
that's what
matter
he explains as well. Yeah.
at all. Whether you know, if you cannot flip a $50 account, you cannot flip 500, you cannot flip 5,000, you cannot flip 5 million. Okay.
True.
That's just what I have seen in my experience. We, you know, as new students think that we need, I don't know, 10K to have a good comfortable account. But no, you don't need that. I have never traded more than $5,000. That's just not, you know, it's not necessary. That Jack is able to do that and he's able to benefit from that long term. That's great, but he's just taking massive risk. Okay. But you actually do not need that to be able to be profitable long term. I just start every week with 500 and I withdraw about 3,000 to 5,000 every week. You don't need that. Okay.
Oh wow.
And you can also grow yourself into it. Okay. So that's the same thing that Jack has been doing. We used to have this model that say 1K a day keeps, you know, the job away, right? So now he cannot even say that because he's trading at different levels. He's probably making 10K a day. Okay. But when he started, he was saying that. Okay, so it's just kind of funny that, you know, if you trade for a long term or, you know, a long time, you're gonna keep getting better and better and better. And the getting better, it reflects in the amount of money that you actually make. So it doesn't matter if you are, you know, trading with a $50 account to a 500. It's the same concept. If you cannot flip 50 to 100, then you're not going to be able to do it on any account balance. Okay.
Correct.
I'm just saying it now for the purpose of not losing. Okay. When I take a loss now, I get super excited just because I know my next entry is going to be fire because I'm going to study the heck out of that loss that I took. Okay. But that's just me. I want to look back and reflect. Maybe Jack, he's just like, okay, I took a loss of 10K. I'm gonna move forward and I'm gonna open up an account and revenge trade and do this and do that. That's just him. He's just more aggressive. And that actually works well for him. But he does take losses too. It's impossible to not take losses. That's nearly impossible. Okay. So like once I have all my trades here, I go back and I follow from the higher time frame. Go back to my point of entry, which was the 1 hour time frame. So here, my first take profit, it'll be in the middle band. And my second, it'll be at the bottom band here, which it has not even reached that area.
Got you.
Okay. So what I mean here by my first take profit is just that in this middle, at 70 pips profit, I could close about 2 of those entries out of the 4. Okay. Or partial profit, I could close 1 cent out of the 2 cents of each of those entries, and then leave the others to take, you know, the whole ride all the way down to the bottom band, which is 143 pips approximately. Okay.
And you wouldn't do this like on a Monday, correct? Because I try to study the market too, see what it does. I noticed like earlier in the week, you shouldn't put like your lots because you see how it has to make that double top M before and it
Hmm.
comes back. I always had a painful experience of getting it right at the top, right where that square is. And then Monday, I throw in those lots. I'm like, I'm in profit. I'm good. And then it reaches support in that middle to come back up to make us that double top. And then you
Yeah.
sell it. That's the hardest part about it. And looking at market structure, like, okay, I know it's not going to go there right now because it has to make a double top or M before that happens, correct?
Yes and no. Like being, now a swing trader, and I see those, that happening. It's just a matter of waiting a little longer, maybe a day or two. Okay. Having, enough patience and seeing it enough time for it to not bother you. Because the only reason why, you know, you're not holding it long term is because you're kind of scared that it's going to go back, that it's going to take your profit. And no, it's not. It's going to give it to you because it's also at the top band. You just have to be patient enough to wait for it. And if it comes here, like if you enter here on the previous days and it came to the middle and then it went above, just take all your profits here and then enter on the next day again. Okay. So there's multiple things
I
that
see.
you could do. So
I
if
see
you're feeling
exactly.
like, yeah,
I
okay,
see exactly what you mean. You're basically like taking all the little, like you're basically milking it almost. You're taking every little movement of it. You know it's gonna sell long term. That's just a
yeah,
retracement, correct? That buy is
yes,
just a retracement. Oh, okay.
exactly. So you could be selling here, you could be buying here and then selling here again. Okay.
Mm. But that
And
looks
then
like usually I notice the retracements happen during not US and London session. I noticed the
mm,
retracements mostly
let's
happen during
see.
like those other sessions.
So this happened 8 a.m. This is exactly at the opening of New York.
New
This
York.
here is on London here, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in New York. And this here is, let me see, New York, sorry, London here. So London, New York, London, like those are the sessions. I cannot tell you any other way. Like those are the actual sessions to stay in
Got
trade and to
it.
actually trade.
And
Okay.
there's no specific times either, like get in a little bit before London. There's not like any of
Yes,
that
of
stuff.
course. Like if you want to start looking for trades, you could start, 2:30 in the morning. I seen a specific time. It's 2:45 that it does tend to peak and then it drops or it actually buys. So that's like the 45 minute. And you could see that more specifically like on the 5 minutes, 15 minutes. You could see when it does that spike there. Okay, but I honestly do not even trade that deep just because it gives me a move every day. Like how perfect do I want to be? I don't at all. I just want to be able to catch a few pips here and there and move. And if I get to see an entry, let's say on a higher time frame, I know I could hold it a little longer. Okay. So this sell right here, a couple days back, I know I could hold that for longer just because it started at the very top. Or finding this buy right here. This is perfect. This is right at the beginning of the year. It reversed. This is an uptrend. So it did, a reversal here. It gives you this double bottom. So even if I enter here and it comes back down, I know it has to continue to buy because I'm with the trend. Okay. This is like the what's being
Mm.
difficult here because we don't know if it's going to go above or if it's going to continue to sell because it's being held by the cloud. But it looks like it broke underneath the 50 and it's going outside of the cloud. So it might come back down to test either the 50, the middle line here, or all the way down to the bottom band or maybe even the actual trend. Okay, so the higher you find, the entry, either at the bottom here or at the top here, the longer you can hold it. Okay.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
let's see real quick where this area is on a smaller time frame, like the 4 hours. So you don't have to like drop that. You see, it's also at the bottom band there. And if I go lower, it will be at the bottom all the way there. Okay.
Mhm.
On every other smaller time frame. So like this area right here, this area, I could go ahead and look up that area on the daily and see where it is. Not going to be like that middle band closer. Yeah, right there. This is just a retracement there. If I look at it and try to find it on the 1 hour, it's going to be way too far back with you. But it gave me an entry point for a long-term buy because it tested my uptrend line. So I could hold this forever. And it's been variable, been buying for a long time. So you just have to know where it is at all times. Yeah, I could probably still be holding that buy. And that's pretty much, I'm holding a couple buys for a different pair since January.
Oh wow.
800, 650 pips. Yeah. But I'm only holding like 1 cent, 2 cents, just trying to catch the whole move. Yeah.
That makes a
But
lot
I
of sense.
but I do take profits every so often. You have to, like, how are you supposed to withdraw money and pay your bills and live your life if you are holding trades forever? You can't.
Yeah, you can't get any money. That's why I kind of pay attention to the way Jack kind of day trades. And
Mm-hmm.
like he'll go through his morning of like how he does it. And like I try to pay close attention to that. He's like, okay, because I'm in Pacific time zone. So those
Okay.
times, Pacific time zone would be what times for London and US? I think I got him a little wrong, an hour off.
So what state are you in?
I'm in California.
Oh, California. Got it. Let's see. So 3 a.m. Eastern time.
So that would be 2, 1, 12. It'd be 12 a.m. my time.
And
London
there is
session.
12 a.m. Yeah.
And then
That's the
US
London.
session. Okay.
And then the New York session, it'll be 5 a.m.
Okay. Wrote that down in my notes just now.
So you might just have to move to New York.
Yeah, that's why it's just very hard. That's why I said for my time zone, I have to get up really early to catch those early
Yeah.
moves. I noticed
Yeah. I
that
was doing a session with someone in Nairobi. I think this is in Africa. And for her, it was like 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, whoa, I need to move there right now.
oh,
Right now.
definitely,
Wow.
definitely. Because yeah, that getting up early for
So
London, like
lucky.
you definitely being up there for a London session at 12 a.m. here is like wow. Like I probably got to work or something, or practice the next day. So it's like it's very hard. But I totally understand it. Like you answered so many questions that I was just wondering about. I was just like, so how does Jack in one day take $2,000 to $10,000 just off one day of? I
Just
think
like
he's
that.
day
Yeah.
trading. He's
Just so
day
that even I know he uses a lot of the 15 minutes
trading. Hmm.
for like his main like entries, and it's the same concept, the same. Yeah, he just
Same.
instead of using 2 cents, he probably uses 20 cents, and instead of 4 entries, it enters 12. Okay, but he went before when we started. He knew that he had to capture, um, you know, the minorities. I guess people that don't have a lot of money. So he did flip a lot of smaller accounts, like 100 to 1,000,
Yeah.
250 to 2,000. So he did those things many times. It gets annoying to have to do it again and again and again to prove yourself that you could do it. But if he wanted to, he could definitely do that. It's just not now. He's at a different level. It's like asking the Tesla guy, please explain to me how you did your first model. He's probably building rocket ships now. So now that he's not attainable, that he's not conscious now, but he's just at a different level. Even when he explained to me the actual strategy, I had to like take some time off to like break it down because the way he explains it is completely different. It's like way more aggressive.
Definitely more aggressive because when I see his
Yeah.
entries, it was one like I think it was the 16K to I think it was like 17,000 in one day. I was like, the
Mm-hmm.
market must have been really moving that day because like I've never seen that. Like I don't know if it was news that day was just crazy, but I was like, how does he take 1,700 to 16,000 in one day? I was like, that's crazy.
Just compounding the heck out of that account. And
Yeah, and
honestly, with a single move, let me see, where did I go? I moved my pair.
so the Euro NZD, it's hard to really do those. Like I noticed, like if it's not USD for me, or if it's not
Mhm.
like Euro JPY, those are harder. So like, what time should I do like the ones like Euro GBP CHF, like GBP CAD, GBP like what are the best times to trade those? Still US and London
Yes,
or New
yes. So
York?
those are the main two sessions for all markets. Keep in mind
Oh,
that this is a global thing. Everyone is trading from their phone, whether they live in China, New York, wherever it is. So they
mhm.
know that those two sessions are the ones that actually the market has the most volatility. Okay, just because the London, that's when it's actually 8 a.m. for them. So everyone is getting up. Their banks are opening, and people are trading at that time. The hedge funds, the market makers at that time, and then the New York, it's 8 a.m. here Eastern time. So that when everyone is getting up. So now we don't even have to, go to a specific location to put a trade. We could do it from the phone. So everyone is connected at the same time. And that's why we even wake up at 3 a.m. to trade. Okay. So everything is moving at the same time. So those are the two sessions that I would tell you to focus on. London and New York for sure.
Got you. Because sometimes I would do the pair by the thing. So it's okay to trade USD with London session. Okay. Right.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
exactly.
That's if
Yeah.
it gives you a move at that time.
Yeah, so the most traded pair is EUR USD for sure. So you will see a lot of the good moves for this pair. Gold as well. If you got gold, it's a lot more, volatile. I guess it moves quite a lot in a few short time. So this buy to the middle, it's like 182 pips. That would have to be from top to, bottom to top on a regular pair. Okay, the same amount of pips. It's just a
Oh,
lot
I
of more
get
pips
you.
in shorter time.
I get you. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
I
that's
understand.
why a lot of people you will see on the chat, they are addicted to gold and US 30 and Bitcoin just because it's just so much faster,
I
a
see
lot
what you
more.
mean. That's what I could not
Yeah.
understand. I was like, how's that 1,000 pips? I was like,
Yeah.
how's that 1,000 pips? I knew it was like another conversion, like 182 or something.
Yeah. So it's just different. It's just different. So those are, little things that you do learn over time, but I was oblivious to like how to trade gold, how to trade Bitcoin. But it does take time. But a lot of people just trade it without even, you know, noting or understanding what they're doing. This is, become rich right away. Just do it.
Definitely, and that's the biggest thing too. I had a problem just putting too many lots too fast sometimes, just way too many times, like trying to do it. But really, what Jack does is after what you explained, he does it as is like sometimes like say gold is selling, and really we want to wait till it gets to that 15-minute top Bollinger Band. It looks like once it reached there, it looks like a double top once it reaches there. Correct. So
Yes.
I'm saying that, so sometimes I will literally sometimes I'll practice, sometimes it'll be my real. I'll load up right at that zone. I might even let it break it a little bit. So I'm in profit by the
Yes.
time to drop
Exactly.
below that red Bollinger
You
Band.
want to wait and confirm. So, like on the next session, what I'm gonna be able to share with you whenever you have the time to book it, it's pretty much what other strategies or confirmations we use to trade long term, as well as pair correlation. That's like a main thing too that Jack uses a lot. So there's tools that we use to be able to pretty much confirm what ratio or what percentage does a pair correlate to another. So those are the main things that we're going to cover on the next session. And I will send you this recording right away. It will take like 15 minutes for it to load. Well, please, let me know if you do have any questions beyond this point. You can always message me on Telegram as well.
Okay. No, you mostly answered really mostly I had to learn because I didn't, the reason why I feel like I had so much trouble on the entries as well because I would be analyzing it on the H4 instead of like H1, because you usually when
Okay.
you use H4, you have to put like he kind of explained on the new video, like on the elite course, where you use the 50 MA if it's in between a zone. And if it goes above that and you're expecting a sell, you want to sell it above that line. So once it drops beneath that 50 MA line on a small time frame, like 15-minute, you will be in
Mm-hmm.
profit already.
Exactly.
And opposite for a buy, like stay in the middle of there, the 15 on this 15-minute time frame on gold. If 50 MA is in the middle of that zone, wait for it to go underneath that blue line you put representing as
Mm-hmm.
50 MA. Like say we put a horizontal line right there, put entries below that. So, and then once it starts coming back up, start adding all your other entries. So once it's above that blue line, now you're in profit.
Exactly. No, so he just breaks it down even more on those elite. Well, that's not really the, is it the elite or the diamond?
I believe it's a diamond, but for some reason on that it says elite
Elite.
for some reason. Yeah.
Okay. I'll let them know of that because well the elite is just a package that they haven't really opened to the public yet.
Mm.
Yeah, so there might be something going on. I might just tell Anita to check that up and see what's the correlation there.
So as of now, there's no package for the higher except meeting with Jack and Alonzo, basically.
Exactly, exactly. Which it'll be like a 2 hour session with them, and that could be breaking up into like two different sessions. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that's pretty good. But I remember him saying something like it wouldn't even be worth it type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said like I remember he literally said like it's okay, but it really wouldn't be worth it.
Keep in mind that if you do have enough experience, you don't really need to. You could get, a lot more for your buck, doing the lesser. But just that's just mainly for the people that do like want to get to know him and things like that. Those fans. So,
Yeah,
it
oh,
just depends.
definitely. Definitely, definitely. I'm a really big fan,
Fan
but I was
club.
like $3,000. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I do believe that you do have the knowledge now to be able to do that. You've been trading for a little while, you have real accounts. It's just now taking it to the next level, which is just trying to do this multiple times, trying to flip a small account multiple times and really grasping and understanding this whole strategy. And you could get those 4K in no time. I have someone that once I basically show him this in the same course, the same kind of level as you, he just made 4K literally in 2 weeks and he paid for that session. I'm like, wow, this guy is insane. So it depends. It depends. It's pretty crazy, but it depends.
Oh no, most definitely.
Yeah.
Last week I think I turned 1700 $1,700 into
Hmm.
4,800.
Exactly. Wow. So yeah, it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Once it clicks, you feel like a god. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, most
Hmm.
definitely. And this happened in one day. And I
Yeah.
like that's a
Wow.
$3,300 profit in one day. I was like, wow, from $1,000. That
Yeah,
was
you
awesome.
cannot even tell that to anyone because it's like, wow, it sounds crazy.
Oh, definitely. People didn't believe me. They did
Hmm.
not believe me. I was just like, no, this is real. And don't use no other
Yeah.
strategy but the jackpot strategy. That it tells me everything. It tells you everything, man.
Exactly. Well, I hopefully you were able to get a lot of nuggets from this session.